So Ayurveda originated in India long back in pre-Vedic period, Rigveda and Atharvaveda, about 5000 years BC, and it is also called the mother of all healing. The term Ayurveda derived from two Sanskrit words, Ayur and Veda. Ayurveda means the life, and Veda means the knowledge or science. So, Ayurveda means the science of life or way of life. Ayurveda is said to be an Upaveda of Atharvaveda, means part of Atharvaveda. Ayurveda texts like Charak Samhita, Susrat Samhita were documented about 1000 years BC. Charak Samhita is the first record book with the concept of practice of Ayurveda, and it described 341 plant and the plant products that are used as a medicine. And in Susrat Samhita was the next Ayurvedic literature that has a special emphasis on surgery. It described 395 medicinal plants, 57 drugs of animal origin, 4 drugs of mineral origins and metals as a therapeutic agents. So, Charak Samhita and Susrat Samhita are the Ayurvedic literatures. Now, the basic principles of Ayurveda. The principle of Ayurveda is simply based on the concept of 5 basic elements and the Tridosh. According to the Ayurveda, the whole universe is made up of 5 basic elements, and these 5 basic elements are known as the Panch Mahabhut. And these 5 elements are Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal and Prithvi. छिप जल पावक गगन समीरा, आप लोगों ने सुना होगा ये. So whole universe is made up of these 5 elements, and everything in the universe, including food and the bodies, were derived from these bhutaj, means these 5 basic elements. And there is a balanced condensation of these elements in different proportion to suit the needs and requirement of different structure and function of the body matrix and its part. And the growth and development of body matrix depend on the nutrition, that is the food on, and food in turn is composed of these elements. And the health or the sickness depend on the presence or absence of balanced state of the total body matrix, including the balance between its different constituents. The properties, locations, and manifestation of these elements are as follows: ether, that correspond to space within the body, like in mouth, thorax, abdomen, lung cavity. Air is related to movements, vibrations, like movement of muscles, pulsation of heart and nervous system, etc. Fire regulates the functioning of enzyme, like metabolic, digestive system. Water denotes all the body fluids like blood, cytoplasm, gastric juices. Earth means the solid structure of the body like bones, teeth, air. Panch Mahabhut serve as a base of all diagnosis and treatment of Ayurveda. So the Panch Bhut serve as a base of all the diagnosis and treatment in Ayurveda, and the Panchbhutas are represented in the human body as the dos, Dhatuj, and Malas. Now, Tridosh. The five elements combined to form Tridosh. हम लोग five elements पढ़ा, and these five elements combined to form Tridosh. That is the Vak, Pitta, and Kapha. And they are the basic forces and also known as the pillars of life. What is Vata is composed of space and air. Pitta composed of fire and water, and Kapha is composed of earth and water. So Vata, Pitta, and Kapha are composed of the basic five elements. And according to the Ayurveda, sickness is due to the imbalance of any one or more of the three doshas. जब भी बॉडी में कोई प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, कोई डिजीज होती है, अकॉर्डिंग टू आयुर्वेद, यदि ये वात पित्त कफ इम्बैलेंस हो जाते हैं, बैलेंस्ड कंडीशंस में रहते हैं, तो आदमी स्वस्थ रहता है, और जैसे ही इम्बैलेंस होता है वैसे ही पर्सन सिक हो जाता है, बीमार हो जाता है. So according to the Ayurveda, sickness is due to the imbalance of any one or more of the three dosh. यदि बैलेंस्ड कंडीशंस में रहता है तो आदमी हेल्दी रहता है. लाइक एग्रीवेशन ऑफ पित्त, यदि पित्त बढ़ जाता है, then it lead to indigestion, skin diseases and liver problems. So if there is any imbalance of these the dosha, then patient become person become sick. And the factor responsible for imbalance of dosas are physical, mental, spiritual, and environmental that may contribute for the imbalance of dosh. जो दोष में जो imbalance होता है, ये factors हैं जो उसके लिए responsible होते हैं, like physical, mental, spiritual, and environmental. Now, dhatus. So dhatus are the body constituents and form the basic structure of the body, and each one having its own function. And the dhatus are 7 in number. So there are the 7 dhatus. In figure it's so: Sukra, Majja, Asti, Meda, Mam, Rakt, and Rasa. So dhatus are the body constituents and form the basic structure of the body, and each one having its own function. Now, malas in Ayurveda, the waste product of the body, like urine, stool, sweat, these are the malas, and the effective elimination of malas is said to be important for maintaining good health. और यदि ये तीनों यूरिन, स्टूल, स्वेट यदि प्रॉपरली एलिमिनेट हो रहे हैं बॉडी से, देन बॉडी आपकी गुड कंडीशन में रहेगी. और यदि ये तीनों में से कोई एक यदि प्रॉपरली एलिमिनेट नहीं हुआ, देन देयर में बी प्रॉब्लम इन body. The dose Dhatus and mollusks should be in a state of perfect equilibrium for the body to remain healthy. So those dhatus and mollusks, it should be in a state of equilibrium. और यदि equilibrium में रहेंगे तो body remain healthy रहेगी. And any imbalance among these constituents result in illness and disease. Now diagnosis. In Ayurveda, diagnosis is always done on the patient as a whole, and it is carried out to find which dose is aggravated. मैंने बताया था यदि जो दोष होते हैं यदि बैलेंस कंडीशंस में रहते हैं तो पेशेंट हेल्दी रहता है, और जैसे ही इम्बैलेंस होता है देन पर्सन बिकम सिक. तब हम लोग डायग्नोस करके देखते हैं कौन सा दोष एग्रीवेटेड हुआ है. एंड फॉर दिस पर्पज नाड़ी मींस पल्स, टंग, स्किन, फिजिकल फीचर, स्टूल, यूरिन आर एग्जामिन्ड. सो आयुर्वेद में हम लोग दोष पता करने के लिए इन सभी चीजों का डायग्नोसिस करते हैं, और 8 पॉइंट डायग्नोसिस होती है इसमें. फर्स्ट वन नाड़ी परीक्षा मींस पल्स डायग्नोसिस, मूत्र परीक्षा मींस यूरिन एग्जामिनेशन, वक्त मींस नर्वस सिस्टम असेसमेंट, पित्त मींस असेसमेंट ऑफ डाइजेस्टिव फायर एंड मेटाबॉलिक सेक्रीशंस, कफ म्यूकस एंड म्यूकॉइड secretions assessment, mala pariksha means stool examinations, jiva pariksha tongue examination, and sabd pariksha means examination of body sounds. So these are the 8 point diagnosis in the Ayurveda, और इन पॉइंट्स को डायग्नोस करते हैं हम लोग, और उस आधार पर हम लोग उसका ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं अकॉर्डिंगली. नाउ ट्रीटमेंट. सो जनरली इन आयुर्वेद द ट्रीटमेंट focus on the person than the disease. So this is the important point. In Ayurveda, treatment focus on the person than the disease. So in Ayurveda, before starting the treatment, person's constitution type should be determined, and that are prescribed in Ayurveda are based on the patient's body type as well as on what disease or disturbance of the dosh they are suffering from. जो दोष एग्रीवेटेड हुआ, जो दोष इम्बैलेंस हुआ, उसको हम लोग बैलेंस्ड करते हैं. तो पहले हम लोग पता करते हैं कौन सा दोष अफेक्टेड हुआ है, तो उस दोष को हम लोग बैलेंस्ड कंडीशन में लाते हैं. सो एवरीथिंग दैट माइट अफेक्ट द पेशेंट्स हेल्थ including their activity, the time of day and the season should be taken into consideration also. So these are the treatment in Ayurveda. Ayurvedic treatments attempt to establish a balance among Vata, Pitta and Kapha, as well as to improve digestion and the elimination of undigested food known as the amah. Ayurvedic therapy often begins with shodhana, that is the cleansing, in which toxins, emotionals or physical are eliminated or neutralized. So Ayurvedic therapy में हम लोग शोधना थेरेपी करते हैं, means the purification treatment. Once shodhana is completed, then saman therapy, जिसको हम लोग qualitative treatment बोलते हैं, is used to reduce the intensity of a disease and balance the disorder दोष. सबसे पहले हम आयुर्वेदिक थेरेपी में हम लोग शोधना ट्रीटमेंट देते हैं, मींस प्यूरिफिकेशन. प्यूरिफिकेशन मींस जो टॉक्सिन्स है बॉडी के अंदर, उनको हम लोग न्यूट्रलाइज करते हैं, बॉडी से निकालते हैं. उसके बाद जब शोधना प्रोसेस कंप्लीट हो जाता है तो हम लोग समान थेरेपी देते हैं, उसको हम क्वालिटेटिव ट्रीटमेंट कहते हैं. इसका मतलब हम लोग जो भी डिजीज की इंटेंसिटी है उसको रिड्यूस करते हैं, और जो भी दोष इम्बैलेंस हुआ है उसको हम लोग बैलेंस करते हैं. फाइनली रसायन थेरेपी, रिजुविनेशन थेरेपी इसको बोलते हैं, इज यूज्ड टू मेंटेन द हेल्थ एंड रिड्यूस द नेगेटिव इफेक्ट ऑफ डिजीज. सामान्य थेरेपी के बाद फिर हम लोग पथ्य, व्यवस्था, निदान, परिवारजन, ये भी थेरेपी हम लोग बीच में देते हैं। जो फाइनल थेरेपी है वो आपकी रसायन थेरेपी है, मीन्स यूज ऑफ द इम्यूनोमॉड्यूलेटर और रिजुविनेटर फैक्टर्स, इसमें हम लोग पेशेंट्स को देते हैं। So the treatment of disease consists in avoiding causative factors that are responsible for the disequilibrium of the body matrix through the use of Panchakarma procedure, medicines, suitable diet, activity, and regimen for restoring the balance and strengthening the body mechanism to prevent or minimize future occurrence of the disease. So these are the treatment in Ayurveda. So that's about the Ayurvedic system of medicines. Next, homeopathy system of medicines. Now, homeopathy is a unique, natural, holistic system of medicines which stimulates the body healing response with no contradictions or common side effects. तो जनरली जो होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन हैं, ठीक है, उनका कोई भी साइड इफेक्ट, कॉमन साइड इफेक्ट नहीं होता जनरली, और no known contraindications. The word homeopathy is derived from the two Greek words homo meaning similar and pathos meaning suffering. So homeopathy simply means treating the disease with remedies prescribed in minute dosage which are capable of producing symptoms similar to the disease when taken by the healthy people. And it is based on the natural law of healing. So homeopathy is based on the natural law of healing, means similia similibus curantur, which means likes are cured by likes. Dr. Samuel Hahnemann gave it a scientific basis in the early 19th century, and it has been serving suffering humanity for over 2 countries and has withstood the upheavals of the time and has emerged as a time-tested therapy. Homeopathy is a system of treatment that work on the principle of similia similibus curantur, means likes cures like. Now the fundamental principle of homeopathy. Homeopathy is a science of medical treatment and has a philosophy of its own and its therapeutic that is based on certain fundamental principles. First principle, law of similars, law of single remedy, law of minimum dose. First one, law of similars. It is also called the law of cure, and this law demonstrates that the selected remedy is able to produce a range of symptoms in a healthy person, similar to that observed in a patient, thus leading to the principle of similia similibus curantur, that is, let likes be treated by likes. And this fundamental principle is reflected in the name homeo, means for same or similar, and pathos for suffering. That is, let life be cured by life. To give a simple example for this, the effect of peeling an onion are very similar to the symptom for acute cold, and the remedy prepared from the red onion, that is the Allium cepa, is used to treat the type of cold in which symptoms similar those we get from the peeling onion. हम लोग जब ओनियन को छीलते हैं उसका छिलका तो देखते होंगे आंखों में आंसू वगैरह आते हैं, ठीक है, नोची कंडीशन होती है। तो सिमिलर कंडीशंस कोल्ड में भी होती है। जब सर्दी होती है तो आंखों से पानी आता है, ठीक है, रनिंग नोज होती है। सेम सिम्टम्स इधर पे हो रहे हैं। तो हम लोग कोल्ड में कौन सी ड्रग देंगे? एलियम सीपा। ये जो प्रिंसिपल है लॉ ऑफ सिमिलर्स मींस लाइक क्यूर्स लाइक। जो यदि हम किसी ड्रग को एक हेल्दी पर्सन को देते हैं और उसमें जो सिम्टम प्रोड्यूस होते हैं डिजीज्ड पर्सन के, जैसे ओनियन है, ओनियन यदि कोई हेल्दी पर्सन उसका छीलता है उसके प्याज को तो देखते हैं कि हम लोग छीलने पे आंखों में आंसू आते हैं, रनिंग रोज होती है। तो एक हेल्दी पर्सन में प्याज को छीलने पे ये सिम्टम प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं। और यदि किसी डिजीज्ड पर्सन लाइक कोल्ड पर्सन, यदि उसको कोल्ड की प्रॉब्लम हुई है तो उसमें भी सेम सिम्टम्स आ रहे हैं। तो इधर पे जो हेल्दी पर्सन में सिम्टम प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं ओनियन से, वही हम लोग उसको एज ए ड्रग के रूप में एक डिजीज्ड पर्सन में यूज करेंगे जो कि कोल्ड से सफर हो रहा है। लॉ ऑफ सिंप्लेक्स, इट्स लॉ ऑफ single remedy. The second principle of homeopathy is the single remedy, and this law describe direct to choose and administer such a single remedy which is most similar to the symptom of a sick person at a time. हम लोग होम्योपैथी में जल्दी सिंगल रेमेडी देते हैं। नेक्स्ट, लॉ ऑफ मिनिमम डोज। The similar remedy selected for a sick should be prescribed in minimum dose so that when administered the drug there should be no toxic effect on the body, and it just act as a triggering and catalytic agent to stimulate the strengthen the existing defense mechanism of the body, and it does not need to be repeated frequently. So law of minimum dose, the similar remedy selected for a sick person and prescribed in minimum dose. And the repetition of dose is determined by the individual's response to the remedy. Unnecessary repetition may lessen, may be minimized. Next, the potence remedy. The fourth principle of homeopathy is the potent remedy. Homeopathic remedies, though made from the natural substance such as plants, mineral, and animal, and they are manufactured unlike any other medicine through a process of serial dilution. A very dilute extract is made. With every step of dilution, the remedy is vigorously shaken, and this process of is designed to erode the dynamic nature of the medicine. In homeopathy, toxic or poisonous substances are called miasm that are responsible for the gene mutation. So miasma, the thetite, sora, psychosis, and syphilis. And these exist in a suppressed or sleeping state in a person. As long as they are in this state, the person does not suffer from disease due to the resistance power. And if any one of them is stimulated, then the person loses their resistance power and suffer from the disease. Therefore, homeopathy is called a genetic medicine.